found the perfect spot for my car. Look, you can see my breath. The temperature has dropped only in the last couple of days. In fact, I'd say since New Year, it's all of a sudden got so much colder, and I'm so happy about it. Because I know that when it's cold like this, we are literally weeks from starting to see the first signs of, finally the windscreen wipers are working. Frosted shut. I'm just moving the Defender because we're going out in our Range Rover. But hi! Oh my god, hi! Wow, what an end to 2024 in that it was a catastrophic flop. Not in the energy sense of the word. What I mean is that I think pretty much everyone in England, at least, was ill. And I got ill again. Again, not as bad as last time, but I think you can probably still hear it in my voice. I'm not over it. And it's just one of those things that I think that everyone was just getting ill over the Christmas period. So whilst I'm a bit frustrated because there were so many things like on a downtime personal level that I wanted to get done, I honestly don't think I've slept so much. I would wake up, I'd go onto the sofa, I'd read my book, I'd fall asleep, Ali would light the fire for me, and it was just, as much as it was frustrating, it was actually like bliss as well. But I'm just waiting for Ali to get ready, and then we're heading to spend some of our Christmas vouchers because we realised we've got like Berford vouchers, Dalesford vouchers, Waitrose vouchers, so many vouchers to spend, and we are terrible at spending vouchers. Like we literally went to Waitrose the other day with our voucher, forgot to use it. So, but welcome back to 2025 with Lydia Millen, and in all honesty, I have done so much thinking in my like calm, restful break, and a lot of the thinking that I've done is that I'm really, really content. And whilst last year I was noting down goals and I was putting targets and I was putting all of these things in place, I'm still gonna have those as a sort of thing. Like they're gonna be a thing that I'm aware that I want to do this and I want to do that, but it's not the focus for everything. In all honesty, I am just happy and calm and peaceful. And I really want that to continue into 2025. And so that is mostly what I'm thinking about. There are changes that I'm going to be making. Hopefully you will be watching this on a Tuesday, and Tuesday will now be my new upload day from Monday. Still doing Thursdays, but changing my Monday upload to Tuesday. It just always felt like a bit of a scramble on a Monday to get everything in line and get everything done. And you'll know that most of the time all I want to do is just do a good job and make sure that everything is done well for you guys. And just having that time to curate all of the content, make it more succinct and put together really nicely, I think that's going to be a really welcomed change. So Tuesdays and Thursdays moving forward, and I hope that that will work better for you guys as well. I have a number of areas I want to focus this year as well in terms of my content. You'll know that over the last few years I have really like reined things in quite a lot, and I want to continue to do that. Not in terms of work. I love working, I love my job, I love every element of this, but as I get older, what I love more than anything, terrible English, is life and home and everything that comes with that, and creating that and having that and enjoying that. And I started to focus a lot on homemaking and things like that last year, and I really want to continue that into 2025. That's not to say, if any of my clients are watching, that's not to say I don't want to go places, okay? I just want to make that very clear. But I always say that from the get-go, I just want there to be value in what I'm doing. And so hopefully I'll still be able to do lots of lovely travel things, but just a lot more focused and value orientated. Hopefully we'll have a little bit of a chat about this throughout this video. Actually, I'm not going to put it at the beginning, But welcome back. I hope you had the break that you needed. I hope you had the most wonderful start to the year and New Year's and all of that kind of thing. If you were ill too, hi, how are you? Yeah, me too. I didn't escape it either. But we are heading to Daylesford and Berford today to spend some vouchers and just pick up a few little bits for Midwinter. Midwinter is the hardest season, I think, when you live in England for a lot of people. For me, now that I've navigated it and found my like happy place with it, I actually get quite excited about Midwinter. But I get excited because I do lots of these things, and I do lots of the things that you see me do throughout the year, and so that's what we're going to be focusing on today. Hopefully I'm going to be able to go to the shops, find a few little bits to just refresh my home, tick things off my list, and hunker down for the cold months. If you struggle with Midwinter as a month, it's very dark, it can be very cold, the weather can be very wild. I hope through my content I'll be able to highlight even more of the wonderful things that you can hopefully do in Midwinter and find joy and happiness in that, because I have learnt to love this time of year. In fact, I almost feel excited for this cold, cozy weather. I can see the frost on the hydrangea heads, the like browned hydrangea heads, and it fills me with so much joy. And I want that for you guys too, and I know that there will be so many people being like, oh Lydia, our evergreen hearts know exactly what you're talking about. But if not, if you're new here, if you're someone that maybe is just coming across me for the first time, I'm Lydia, and I've been doing this for 13 years, and I have written a book on finding the joy in the seasons. It's kind of like a part memoir, part life lesson, part self-help, part cookery. We threw a bit of everything in there, and in the hope that there would be elements of joy that you would find there. So if you're looking to sort of enjoy the seasons, reconnect with nature, find the joy in the seasons, then I'll link my book down below. But generally my content centers around that anyway, and I am going to share my loves and the things that I do and all of that kind of stuff throughout the year with you, in the hope that I can help you with finding more of that in your life too, wherever you are in the world. I mean, I might not know what's growing at the time of year, but you'll know, and you'll be able to go out and say, gosh, you know, I'm living in New Zealand, and oh, look at this growing at this time of year, and how beautiful is that, and how wonderful is that. And the sense of calm that washes over me whenever I do that, no matter where I am in the world, is really special. The sun is about to blind me, so I'm going to go and chase my husband out of the house. I'm moving this car because we're going in the Land Rover. We're predicted snow at the moment, another thing to look forward to. So I'm gonna move on over, although I'm in my husband's position in this car, which is very difficult for me to navigate. Ooh, taking off very quickly there. So we're gonna jump in our car on this beautiful bright winter's day. I have to say, these kinds of winter's days are my favourite. They're not always the most common, but when they come around, my goodness me, do they set my tiny little heart on fire. And today is one of those days. The sun was streaming through. The wildlife was just wonderful. Did you see that deer? Oh, spectacular. And so it's lovely to be leaving the house. Also leaving the house a little bit better, feeling like myself, to go and spend a day hopefully doing some things that will help me refresh my home and make things feel a little bit more optimistic, because this is a super optimistic time of year, I have to say. First bulbs are just starting to come up through the soil in the woodland. So around this time of year you start to see hellebores, you start to see snowdrops, and that is the first signs of life emerging after the winter, and it is so incredibly exciting. And we get to see all of that here in England. It is really, we're so lucky that we get those 4 distinct seasons. And for me, refreshing my space is a huge part, especially post Christmas and New Year's. You want to fling open your windows, you want to clean your surfaces, you want to pack down your Christmas decorations and really get on with the year and what the year is going to entail. And I always find that doing things this way mean I start the year on the right foot. Anyway, starting things on the right foot, I'm going to go and shout at my husband and get him to get his arse in the car so that we can head to the shops. Oh, I thought I'd show you a quick outfit of the day. I've actually got my new mountain horse stable boots on, but they look so lovely and they go so well with one of my Christmas presents, which is this really, really, really lovely vintage chocolate coloured Kelly pochette. She is now 20 years old, so she is officially vintage. And I'm wearing it with some beige jeans, a little end peel cable knit. I've got a blazer underneath. I've sold my husband's scarf and an old husband's barber as well. So that is my outfit for the day. My husband is also, would you like to come and show me how you're dressed? Stealing my style.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Just quickly, just before we get into this, okay? Mine,
yours,
mine.
Also my husband's blazer.
So, I don't think I'm stealing her style.
True, okay, true.
That is, I prefer this.
Yes, me too. Why have they stopped doing that?
They're having this a different style.
Oh.
That's what I was saying to you. This is the Beaufort. That's
I really like
Ashley.
Oh. Yeah, I really like that too. Anyway, enough of your faffing, we need to go. This is a grand tour of my cars. I'm just waiting for Ali still to get in the car, but yes, so I thought I would show you what my main Christmas present was under the tree. So she's 20 years old. It was sourced by Luxury Promise, and it is the most beautiful chocolate pochette. I love this size so much because it's like bigger than a mini Kelly and it fits so much more in it, and I love it as well because it looks so cute under the arm, and I feel like this is the best colour for my like at home wardrobe, like all of those muddier tones, the chocolates, the greens, it just goes so nicely. I love it so much. I also got a little pochette liner from Bagged, and I've got the little pouch in there at the moment. I got that for Christmas too, and I am so happy with her. She's also a bit softer, which I love. So this is the evergreen leather, and I think that this is a leather that they no longer do. They don't actually have the specific colour of it either, which I thought was super interesting. It looks to me like it could be ebony or chocolate, I don't know, but it is glorious. My husband has joined the chat as well. Sorry, Ali was getting in the car, but no, I am so happy with it. I just think it is so gorgeous, and I love the colour. It just goes with everything, like even a barber jacket. I just love it so much. We are now going to make the journey to, I think we're going to go to Berford first, and what I would really like to do is actually do the high street in Berford as well, because there's some really lovely shops, and I think most people are back to work today, so for us it means it's going to be a little bit quieter, so we'll probably be able to like get around a little bit more. So that is the plan of action. I always love the pottery section here, but they also do a lot of really good recycled glassware, which is just really good to sort of pick bits up that you need for your kitchen. Oh wow, we found the dog section, and it is everything I love about that. Like, this is amazing. They've got tweed collars. What's that? Oh yeah. Love this. Oh wow, these ones over here, so nice. Wow. Oh my word, look at this. We've got those for them already.
These are wax ones.
Yeah, but that's...
We've got wax ones.
Well, no, we've got them quilted ones, but look at the tweed. These are lovely.
That's lovely.
So lovely. That's a really nice colour. As you can see, there is lots of white blooms and ferns and even bulbs out. It is such an extravaganza of like early greenery, which makes me very excited. Even ivy. Ivy's always so good to bring into your house at this time of year because it's like a breath of fresh air. It helps with adding oxygen and things like that. So it's a really good one to have. I really like this tablescape. I love the tones, and it's so simple with all of the little sprigs of wax flower and twigs. And I've got a tablecloth quite similar to this. Well, I would say that that was a successful trip to Berford, although it was very, very empty. I think they're prepping for the sort of spring stock to come in. But we ticked off a few things that we knew that we needed, like a new gravy jug.
Very good find.
Yeah, actually. And I like it because Ali picked the pottery from the same collection that I've got other bits and pieces in the kitchen for already. So I'm very happy about that. Wasn't the Bordallo set, but I think he's not still sold on those. Ali also picked himself up a...
Do you want a pack of crisps?
No, thank you, I'm fine. Is it wild boar?
Yeah.
Sausage roll. That was so lovely. But I've never had it before. He says he's never had it either, so I will get a rating out of 10 for the sausage roll from Berford. Oh, it smells lovely. So Mr. Millen Gordon is going to give us a rating out of 10 for his wild boar sausage roll from Berford.
Girth.
Yeah, that's a lot of meat.
Dryness. It's pretty dry.
Okay.
It was in a fridge.
Yeah.
So it's going to be cold.
Yeah.
I think if it was heated up, it would be a 7 out of 10.
You want some sauce with it as well, don't you? Mm.
I bought cold sausage roll. What did I expect?
Yeah. Well, no, some sausage rolls are really good, and like, you know, I'm not going to say the M word because Carrie Grayson is editing it, but it is the
It's dense.
yeah, it's a lot of meat. Smells delicious though.
Smell it.
Mm. We finished up and we are now en route to Berford High Street, which I've actually never been to before, and I've always wanted to go, but I think I always spend so much time in the garden centre that I never have enough time to head to the town centre. There's lots of really, really lovely shops here, and lots of independents as well, which is, I think, where I enjoy shopping the most. So we're gonna have a mooch around. We did pick up some bits, but more like essentials as well. So I'll show you the bits that we picked up in Berford when I get home.
Essentials.
Essentials.
Interesting.
Well, things like a gravy pot. It's not like you don't set out to always pick up a gravy pot and a teapot, do you? So it's like kitchen essentials.
Okay.
But then we got some collars for the dogs. We got really, really lovely Holland Cooper Black Watch bow ties from Jade Holland Cooper for Christmas, and they don't have navy collars. We have to be very sparingly with when we use collars on our dogs because Barkley chews the nice ones off of Porter's neck, which is not ideal. But we got them some new ones that hopefully can be worn for best, and then a little rope toy as well. But I'll show you them when we get home. We're in the Dalesford greenhouse and there are bulbs galore. A little bit left over from Christmas because we're still in that period. But look at these narcissi coming through. Oh, they're going to smell exquisite. Got lemon trees. What? I love this, my love. Oh my gosh, if we get a bit of wood. And then I can hang all of...
Similar to my
Yeah. But we can do this in my greenhouse and then I can put hooks for my gardening tools. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely having to do that. Beautiful views coming home. Little bit of water down there, but that is a lovely, lovely little sunset. And it never comes across on camera.
Wasn't it? No, not on that one. It was on the phone.
Yeah. Gorgeous. Oh my gosh. We are back home and I think I've come up with a hairstyle that I can do really like loosely, that I feel nice in, that also doesn't ruin like my hairstyle. So you know, I've got these little clips that I used to use for my half up, half downs. Well, I use 3 of them to put my hair up in a bun, and it means no kinks. And when I take my hair down, I've still got like a lovely flicky blow dry. It takes a while for the front bit to sort of loosen up a little bit, but I tell you what, that's not half bad. And then if I want to, I can also just do a little clipperoo. So I think 3 of these in my bag moving forward, just these little tiny ones. You can even like clip them onto the handles of your bag. Let me just let Porter out. I dare go in anywhere where Porter isn't allowed, so I closed the door because one of our housekeepers is here at the moment. If I dare close the door, he's like, what is going on? I need to inspect what you're doing first and foremost. But anyway, really, really happy with that. And I felt like my hair wasn't getting in my way all day. Now, if you have noticed on my arm that I have rather an interesting graze, there is a little tiny bit of bruising. I think the bruising has gone. Oh no, there's a nice little healthy bit, I think, just about there of bruising. I fell down the stairs. And it was actually quite, well, it wasn't a bad fall down the stairs, but it was just like, it was so weird how it happened. We watched it back on the cameras, and it was very funny to watch back, but it could have been a lot worse. I just completely slipped and like all the way down. So I'm like trying to stop myself with my arms. And I've noticed, what day did it happen? I think it was the day before New Year's, so New Year's Eve. I've just been popping some vitamin E oil on it, and it looks like we are already well into the healing process. There's like a little bit of it up here, but yeah, I've been in the wars over the Christmas period. I can't believe it. Like, how did I end up falling down the stairs? But this is just pure vitamin E oil that I get on Amazon. I'm trying to use things on my body a little bit more naturally in 2025, I think. I love all of, like, you know, the perfumes and this, that and the other. But I'm trying to have them as a bit more of like a special occasion thing rather than an everyday thing. Using like my natural deodorant on like an everyday basis, and then when it's like a special occasion, if I need something a little bit stronger, using that. Same with my body creams. I want to use like a nice body cream, but on the day-to-day, I want to be using those like more natural things. So I've actually, whilst I was on the holidays, made my first ever coconut and rosemary infused hair oil, and I've been using it on my hair and I love it so much. I've kind of made my own concoction of it, and I'll show you how I've done it. But again, just trying to use as many of the things that I've got in my garden to make things lovely. But look at the shine in my hair. It feels so nice. So yeah, vitamin E oil for the win at the moment, because I've been in the wars. But we are back from the shops, and it was quite we went to Berford High Street, and I've never been before. I've never like done the walk down there, and it was really lovely, really lovely. Not so many shops that I would like necessarily go back for. It was good for like a one stop. And then we went to Berford Garden Company obviously as well. Picked up some really good like tick off the list kitchen essentials. Then we went to Dalesford, and everything was kind of in the switch over from winter to like early spring, and so we picked up more just like food bits and pieces. Oh my gosh, and they had my chocolate, my raw chocolate. They haven't had these for such a long time, and they've put them in new dispensers, and the dispenser got stuck, and I don't know whether they're designed very well, but they just poured out everywhere on the floor, and I was like picking them up. I was worried that someone was gonna like, I don't know, it had like cartoon scenes of someone walking up and just going so I did try and clear up after myself, but I bought like about 60 quid's worth. I'm gonna put them all in my pantry because they are like my treat. They're raw chocolate and salted hazelnuts, and they are so good. I give myself like a handful of them a day, and that's like my enough for me to be like satisfied. I don't really need anything else after that. Ali picked up some meat. We got some crisps. We got the crisps from Berford because I'm really trying to find crisps that just don't have any UPF in them. Same as last year really, just mainly focusing on lots of little bits and pieces like that, but I'll tell you about that tomorrow. I've got the day and the whole day to myself at home. Ali is playing golf, I've got a riding lesson in the evening. Oh, I feel like there's so much we need to catch up on, but we're gonna make dinner this evening, and I'm gonna curl up on the sofa with my book because I am on my 3rd book of the year already. I am so excited by my new Christmas present, you have no idea, and I'll tell you all about it. So just to show you the collars that we got the boys, they're like a navy blue. They'll probably look a little bit black in this light, but these are the Holland Cooper bow ties that they got, and they are so adorable and they look perfect. Actually are the perfect little collars for them. So I think, should we see if we can put them on you for a little while before Barkley starts chewing it? Shall we?
Okay, Mummy.
Oh, come on, boys. Who's hoping that they fit? Right, you first, Portaline. There we go. Good boy. Off, Barkley. Barkley's sniffing it like, what are you putting on my best friend? Oh, so smart, Porty. So smart. Might need to tighten that up just a little bit. So smart. Show Daddy.
Hello, Porty.
Barkley, your turn. Barkley. So smart. So smart. Oh. Porter. Oh, so smart. So smart. So smart, Barky. So smart. Now, Galena tells me that you were howling when we were gone. Little howling sausage. Oh. Oh. What is the meat that you picked up?
That is something cross. Beef cross.
Ooh. So you're searing it and then it's going in the oven?
Correct.
Wow. Smells incredible. No wonder you boys are hanging out down here. Even I would hang out down there if I was your size.
The bow ties should be on the back or the front.
Front, like your bow tie. Do you wear your...
Because they're so like small, no one sees them. They're just the worms.
No, you do see them.
They're just always facing down.
No.
If they're on the back.
They look like a girl. That's like the back of a dress.
Girl, yeah. Oh, 40.
So these are the raw chocolate and salted almonds, and I think I need a bigger jar. And these are some of the other snacks that I got at Dalesford. I think that's one thing I would say about actually going to Dalesford is their pick and mix snacks are so good. These are their salted Makona almonds. Love these. So I've got 2 of those because I just eat little things. Sometimes, you know, when you're like hungry throughout the day and you just want to grab a handful of something and just quash your hunger cravings, but you want it to be something that's good and wholesome. That's why I've got 2 of those. Then the salted broad beans, I do quite like these as well. And then obviously for the sweet treat, the chocolate covered hazelnuts, of course. Healthy meals for the foreseeable future. That looks very, very good.
I didn't do any meat.
Oh, is that just for you?
Ooh, yes.
That is so delicious, my goodness me.
Very good.
Oh my goodness, that meat was unbelievable. It's definitely something that we need to do more of in terms of getting our meat from the butchers. We have a really, really good butchers in where we live. But when you go somewhere and you just get to select your piece of meat, and that, I'm not even someone that like really understands or usually acknowledges the difference in the quality, like not the quality, but the taste. Oh my gosh, the taste was incredible. However, I've just taken out my lunch for tomorrow because I started, well, for the first time ever, I made my own turkey bone broth from the carcass of our Christmas lunch. So I just had some offcuts of vegetables and basically just popped it all in a pan, simmered it for 3 hours, and it is so delicious. I add a bit of a swirl of olive oil, some lemon juice. I have it with a slice of sourdough with butter, and this is my dream lunch. I also make sure that I get a little bit of the meat into the bone broth as well, because that's what they do with the Dalesford ones. I still think the Dalesford ones are absolutely incredible. They're so good to have in your fridge, or even keep them frozen in your freezer. Barkley! Or even keep it frozen in the freezer. So if you get the pouch and you're like, oh, I haven't used that yet, or maybe you've had meat during the week and you've made your own bone broth, so you want to have that fresh, freeze it and then defrost it and have it another day. They are so good for that. But what I want to definitely do is, especially using my own veg from the kitchen garden, which this year, all of the posy vibes, I'm gonna have so much, but offcuts and bits and pieces like that, I literally just put the bone broth and freeze it into these jars. These are leftover from honey that we've had. They freeze perfectly. I just take them out the night before. This will be defrosted in the fridge by lunchtime tomorrow, and that is one portion as well, which I am so happy with. Well, good morning, Midwinter. It has officially begun. Look at those pink skies. Barkley is absolutely beside himself for a walk this morning. Come on, you. Come on, Porty, stop holding up the team. Come on, my love. Come on. You're doing amazing. Come on, my love. Good boy. Good boy. And off we go. Oh my gosh. Wow, that is a look, isn't it? I have literally just woken up and we had a bit of a late night last night, later than planned, and Ali has gone off this morning to golf, and I am out with the dogs, the dogs, pink nose and all, but there was no way that I was missing this morning, because this is is the first day that we've got where it has been very, very wintry. If you remember, there was a few days, and I feel like that's usually the case, there's like a few days in winter, in November, where you get cold weather. And that happened whilst we were in Germany. There was like snow, and there was a really like frosty couple of days. And there was some snow when we got back, but it wasn't cold enough for the snow to last. And so to have that really wintry feeling, I feel like I've missed out on so far. So to wake up to what is the first proper frost of the year is really, really exciting for me. And I know that sounds weird, but I take great joy in experiencing the beauty of the seasons. Sorry, I'm just checking that Porter's all right. He's not been out in the frost for a while and he's usually okay. Barkley's fine. I just want to make sure his paws are okay. Yeah, I think he's okay. We are up with the sun at the moment. Just behind the camera, the sun is just coming up. We've got beautiful pink skies, which you're probably not getting the full view of. As you can hear, my voice is apparently on its way out at the moment. I'm not too sure what that's about, but this like illness has just lingered. But the reason why I get excited for this type of weather at this time of year, and I know I was talking about this yesterday, is because to me it feels like a new chapter or a new moment, and it's why in my book Evergreen the chapters are separated by the seasons, because every season there is something fresh and new and exciting to see. And even just now, if I get down here, like we showed you the other day, if you look at this, look at that. That is artwork right there. Yes, Porter is modelling it for us. That is artwork. Nature created that. You couldn't create something so beautifully if you tried. I know I couldn't. And that's just happened from the weather. Done nothing. And what I found when I was having a difficult time in my life was stopping and noticing these things, like the fact that a bit of water and some cold temperatures has happened overnight, and in turn something that is absolutely miraculous has just occurred, made me realise how insignificant so many of the things that I was experiencing and that I was worrying about, how insignificant they actually were, and how small I was in this world that keeps going, and the seasons keep changing, and the world keeps turning, and nature keeps renewing and shedding and renewing and shedding. And it was this sudden realisation that I'd spent the majority of my life so wrapped up in my own head and my own thoughts that I had ignored the world and nature and the beauty around me. And stopping regularly, on a regular basis, and having to take stock and appreciate what is happening completely out of my control all of the time was the most grounding and calming experience of my life, no matter what was going on in it. Nothing is, it was just unbelievable. And so getting out for the first time in this weather today is honestly my dream. I feel so lucky. And I've got my two amazing sausage dogs, Porty and Barkley, with me for the ride. What a treat. Sorry, prime example there. I take my camera with me and I take pictures of nature, and it is one of those things that I have taken great joy in and have been loving sharing it with you. And so every so often I've sort of got my camera out and I'm like, oh sorry, I'm vlogging, but I need to be taking pictures. Like right now, there is so much to take pictures of. I am well, sometimes on these walks, I can't even talk, this is the first time I'm talking. Sometimes on these walks, it can be a Winnie the Pooh-esque walk, but on this walk, it was very much an Animals of Farthing Wood-esque walk. We saw foxes, pheasants, deer, red kites, sheep, bunny rabbits, everything. And I hardly captured any of it because I can barely talk. And I was just enjoying it. Look at my little pink nose. Hello. Hello. Yeah, I think that's the thing for me, is that obviously I've mentioned it in my video that I'm like, I think because I've experienced what it's like to have a horse at my disposal, should I say, is probably not the right word to use, but to use as much and now go without, I'm like, oh, this is really tough and I'm really frustrated. And then I thought about it. I was talking to my friend the other day, and my friend was like, but Lydia, if you had a baby, no one's going to give you a baby to get used to it before having a baby. So what's the difference with having a horse? And I was like, that's a very good point. But I'm also in the position where I'm super lucky that I've got Claudia, who's coming with me tomorrow, because I honestly, yes, but she's basically just mentoring me through the whole process. Oh my goodness, what a glorious morning. Oh wow, that was quite the start to the day. I've got the gardener in the garden at the moment, but I have the house to myself, which is such a treat. I feel a little bit like, oh. But I obviously wanted to catch up post sort of Christmas and New Year, and just, I don't know, I don't even know what I'm gonna say, but I apologise. I was just jumping on a call then because I have something planned tomorrow, and I will let you know all about it in my next video. But I think it will probably lean into what I'm talking about in this video anyway, in that, like I said when I was in the car, I haven't noted down, or I haven't really felt the need to really, I don't know what the word is. I feel my start to 2025 feels different to last year. It feels calm and peaceful, and I want that to continue. And I don't want to hit the ground running and firing on all cylinders when at this time of year it is a time for rest and a time to hibernate. It's going to get colder. We are obviously seeing weather reports at the moment for a lot of snow and coldness, and so it's very much a bit of a batten down the hatches time of year. And I feel like I learnt so much at the end of last year in my approach to December and Vlogmas and things like that. I loved it, and I loved it because I felt like I was just doing what was right for me, and at no stage did I feel like I was missing out on anything. And I'm going into 2025 with that same... That's the gardener. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is that I still have goals. There are still things that I want to achieve. I want to finish off downstairs. I want to, hopefully, whether it's this year or next year, find a new house. I have business goals. One of the things that I really want to focus on for the year is my investing. This is something that I've not really ever talked about in too much detail, and probably won't ever on my channel, because it's just not what my channel is about. But I am what my husband describes as a serial angel investor. And I looked at what I was doing online a few years ago, and there was a period of time where we started looking at things like holiday cottages and properties and things like that, and we did actually end up buying properties. I decided that I was going to just focus on investments and that kind of thing, and towards the end of last year was when I really started to see a huge amount of those investments paying off. And it's been something that I have found a quiet enjoyment in, but also a quiet confidence in, because I remember at the time I was like, oh no, I need to get this picturesque, Instagrammable property. And when I look at the numbers are so vastly different to what I have achieved with doing something that was offline, that didn't necessarily impress in a public space and didn't look fancy and bougie and all of that stuff. And it was just something I was doing behind the scenes, and that has been so much of a better investment path for me, that there was a huge lesson in that there's sometimes the things that look good outward facing, and in the moment it feels like you're sort of, oh gosh, I want to be involved in that and that's what I want to be doing. There's a real strength in going, it doesn't matter if this doesn't look good. Does it feel good? And is it the best option? And so that was what I did. So I really want to focus on that side of things, and doing more of what suits me rather than what looks good on... He's now moving. Border, do you think you could not knock my camera off? I would greatly appreciate that. Sorry about that, my loves. I thought I'd pop out and get the eggs whilst I was waiting for them to calm down and go out for a wee. But yes, I want to focus more on that. That was a huge lesson for me, that sometimes the most fruitful things are not the things that look good on social media. sometimes it is just the boring things, the day-to-day, the back end, the numbers, the crunching, the what have yous. Sometimes that is what's best, and I operate in a world where it's so easy to get caught up in what looks good rather than what actually is good. And that was such a lesson, and it is what I want to do more of in 2025, is just do more of what is actually good, and really focus on that. I think in a world where social media is growing at such a huge rate, and there are so many incredible creators, and I think it is such a wonderful thing that this industry is open to so many people, I just want to make sure that I'm remembering all of the things that I learned in the early days. I am someone that will always value the craft of this industry. We were literally making content with literally nobody and nothing, all on our own in our bedrooms, and it's going to be vintage, it's going to be antique, it's going to be, wow, we were there. But I want to really remember that at all times, that authenticity is super important, and it's what I'm taking into this year more than anything. I think it was what I focused on last year, it's what I'm going to do again, and I think that that's where our industry is always the best. So I hope that you're just going to enjoy same old me in my same old house with my same old animals and thoughts and quirks, and I hope you're going to enjoy it. There are no grand plans. I really look forward to seeing where this year takes me with my new mindset, with my new approach to life, to what's important. I'm excited to just sort of take my hands off the wheel a little bit and see what happens from that. That doesn't mean I'm not focused on work, it doesn't mean I'm not ambitious or anything like that. It just means that I don't know what's possible, and I quite like the idea of finding out where I'm going to end up. I also want my content to pivot just a little bit, even more. I really do want to focus on home a lot more as well in my content, whether that is homemaking, home styling, refreshing, living well. That really is going to be a focus for me this year. I love home. I love traveling, but I love coming home, and I love my home, and I love the life that I live. And so I want to help you, and hopefully more people, romanticize that and enjoy that and find the beauty in whatever your situation is. I know it will always be easy to look at me and go, oh gosh, she's got all of this here, there and everywhere. But I did it when I lived in my house in Milton Keynes, and I still do so many of those things here now. And so I really want to focus on that. I do think that there are going to be some changes that I'm going to want to share with you. I have my first step in the changes that are going to be happening in my life. First potential step tomorrow. And so in my next vlog, I'm going to let you know all about those changes and what is potentially going to be happening in that video, because I am so excited but nervous, and I think it's going to be lovely. So I'll tell you more about that then. It's going to need me to spend more time at home. That's your clue. I'm focusing on what's important: my health, my happiness, my family, my friends, and living a lovely life. And that includes my diet, my exercise. I think this is going to be the first year, even though I've had the same PT for nearly 7 years, this is the first year I'm putting him on a year retainer rather than a monthly retainer. Gosh, I don't know why I didn't even think about that. And then obviously my Pilates, my food. One of the things I really do want to do, you'll know that I'm someone that likes to take responsibility for my health. I'm still very much on my journey with my fears, but I took a lot of responsibility when it came to my diet and exercise last year. As I mentioned, I've been ill, and my voice keeps cutting out, so yeah, I've been ill, and it's really getting me down how often I get ill. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I am the healthiest I have ever been. So how am I still getting ill? I've been ill. I was ill in November. I've been ill in December. If I'm ill in January, so I need to get to the bottom of it. This is what I like to do. And so I think what I'm going to do is book one of those sort of full 360 health checkups, scans, bloods, everything, and try and get to the root cause, kind of like what I did with my periods and my time of the month. I want to get a professional opinion, but then I want to go away and try and see if I can fix them through lifestyle and nutrition and diet and living a good life. So I'm going to explore that, because I just haven't got the patience or the time to keep getting ill. I personally think I need my tonsils taken out, but I really don't want to have that done. But I do think that that's where everything starts. It's like I get an infection in my tonsils. I don't know what kind of infection it is. Everything starts in my tonsils, and I don't understand. I take vitamins, I eat a varied diet, I exercise, I sleep, I drink so much water. So I just don't understand. So that's one thing. And then the other thing, oh my gosh, my skin was so bad at the end of last year, and I couldn't work out what was going on. And it was quite sporadic, and I couldn't work out, like, I tried all of the stuff I'd been using on my skincare. It'd been working for ages. Like, I don't understand what is going on. So I changed some skincare bits. I've started using Skin in Me again, and I'm looking at, I think I might reformulate my Skin in Me, because I feel like my requirements for my skin has changed. So I'm thinking I might do that. But also I realized it was a supplement I was taking. I was taking D3 and K2, and I don't understand, but I think perhaps because I've been taking this supplement for like the entire year, and what I think is maybe I've reached the point where my vitamin D levels are fine. And also I spend so much time outdoors. I ride, I run, I garden, I walk the dogs. I don't think I need D3. I think I'm good. And my skin was telling me that I am good. Other than that, I wish it was more exciting. I wish I had something more exciting to tell you. But this is the beauty of me sharing my life, is that this is just life. And even sometimes when you start a new year, it's not all bells and whistles. It's just having fun and enjoying every day, and not needing the big crescendo, which I learned from Evergreen. I think that's one of the lessons that I've shared on my Instagram recently, is that I always think of The Holiday as a film. The Holiday launched to mixed reviews. It wasn't a big hitter. But now, The Holiday is a classic. It's iconic. Everyone knows The Holiday. And it was a slow burner. And I feel like Evergreen, for me, there was so much emphasis on publication. And I thought that if you didn't get the publication date, you know, big shebang, then it's not a success. But actually, over the last few weeks, you guys have shared Evergreen so much that I am like mind blown. How on earth that you've managed to get it, like, I think it was briefly in the top 1,000 books again. It's been #1 in so many categories, and there has been not a single piece of marketing go out. Not a single piece. Nothing was planned for this time of year. Like, Evergreen now is just kept going when I post about it. And you did it. You did this. You achieved it. How on earth did you do that? I don't know. So yes, it's wild. But I love that book so much, and I love how much it means to so many of you. Like, when someone says to me, I've read it 10 times, my heart just can't cope. I don't care that not everyone, because it's not for everyone. Not everyone is interested in learning the lessons from nature. Not everyone is. But to those that are interested, it becomes almost like a safe space and a bit like a manual and a pep talk and a podcast that you can put on and listen to, or a scrapbook or a notebook you can write all over and highlight and all of that kind of thing. And so I love that. And so I'm so grateful for that. So grateful. Oh my gosh. But I learned such a lesson from that. Sometimes it's not the big moments, it's the little magic that is thread through every single day. And that is what 2025 is going to be like for me. It's just the little magic, the little bits of it, that the little moments of joy that you find in my vlogs, the little moments that we have together in our vlogs, the things that we learn, the lessons that we talk about, the specialness that we have. That's what it's about. No bells and whistles. And I hope that's okay. I quite like that idea, to be honest. I've kind of stayed away from all of the things that are like, rebrand yourself. In 2025, I was like, I rebranded myself in 2020. Okay, that was my rebrand. Oh dear. Anyway, I am sat here now admiring the crab apples on our crab apple trees. I'm gonna make myself some lunch before I get changed for my riding lesson, and I'm gonna put these eggs in the egg basket. Well, thank you for letting me jabber on there. We've had our weekly food shop, but I'm not going to go with you because I know that I loved talking to you about the weekly food shop over Christmas. But I am going to put things away. I'm going to heat up my turkey bone broth, or Christmas bone broth as I'm calling it, and make myself some hearty food for lunch, and then get myself cracking for the day. I look so pale at this time of year. It's actually not fair. There is nothing I can do other than fake tan or go on holiday to make myself look any like brighter. This is the thing. I saw a TikTok once that was like, this is the time of year that you need to check on your olive skinned friends, because it's about this time of year where they start looking grey and ill. And I have never, ever known anyone to sum up something that I've never known about myself in all my life. Like, I always, why at this time of year do I look grey? Why is that? I look so ill, and I have been ill, but it's just so much worse when you've got an olive undertone to your skin. Actually, I'm gonna have some nuts as well. Oh, these are so good. It's the texture of them as well. So good. Best almonds. So this is the Christmas turkey broth, and I have popped in veg and bits and pieces like that, but I've made sure that I've got, that's a lot of meat in there, which I'm quite happy about, because I want to make sure that I'm getting enough protein. What my PT does with the Dalesford one is he actually adds more chicken to it so that he gets more protein. Now I'm going to whack this in the microwave for a good few minutes. I'll probably have one slice of toast with it, and I'm just going to drizzle some oil, some salt and some lemon. Need that to cool down a little bit. Going to drizzle a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. This is the Dalesford one. Just a little drizzle. It's quite a lot, really. Now, I like quite a lot of lemon, so I generally give myself the whole half, but you can do a little bit or a lot or whatever. Thank you, Porter. I've got a slice of sourdough that I'm going to butter, but I'm also going to sprinkle some poppy seeds, a little sprinkling of sesame seeds as well, a bit of salt, because I'm just trying to get as many different things in my body as possible. Can't speak, but that's not the point. And butter my bread. And this is full fat, grass-fed butter. And I don't really hold back, to be honest. And voila, that is it. And it is one of my favorite lunches to have. It's so light and yet so filling and so warming at this time of year as well. I'm hoping that you can't see the gardener behind me in the beds, but one of the things that I want Ali to do this year is buy an entire bird once a week so that I can do this regularly and freeze it down and make my own and start tweaking it to my own sort of recipe and things like that. So I am wanting to do my own. It just feels so much nicer and you can do it to your taste and it's just delicious. Oh, a little bit of bread with the butter melted, dipping it in. Such a hearty and so good for you, like the nutrients and the minerals. It's just such a healthy food. One of my hacks to make your bread go a long way, because I find if I dip it, I need a lot more bread. Now, don't tell any of the chefs this or any of the food styling people, but if you break up the bread and let it soak into the juices, it goes so much further, so much easier to spoon out. It soaks up all of the goodness, and I find that I use so much less bread when I'm having this. So I don't want it. I love bread, but I can't live on a diet of bread. Okay, I am about to get ready for my riding lesson, so I am going to finish this vlog here because I have to unbox something with you in my next video. But I wanted to show you also some of my favourite Christmas gifts that I got this year. Usually I would do an entire like what I got for Christmas video, but I thought I'd just tack it on to the end, and if you want to watch it, you can watch it, and if you don't want to watch it, you can click off the video now. I just thought I'd show you some of my favourite bits and pieces, because I obviously showed you my bag in this as well. Obviously, my bag that I've already shown you, I have been lovingly using, and I just think she is so gorgeous. I don't know what it is about vintage bags, but they make me want to name them all the time. I love the pochette. I think this is such a versatile bag. Do you know what I love about it? Is you can like shove it in tote bags as well, and it's like a really good size as like a clutch. It's just such a good all-rounder. I would say that the biggest and most loved present of all so far is my Kindle, and this is just, honestly, I didn't think I was going to love this. I've always been a no, I am a book girl. I need to feel the physical book. I was literally talking to Rosie Fortescue about this when we were away with Porsche, about how I just really like the physical book. Actually, I've already read 3 books and this is just so good. I'm actually halfway through my 3rd book and I love it. You can, like, if you don't understand a word, you can click on the word, it tells you what it means. You can highlight bits and pieces. This is probably one of my favourite gifts. I'd say the Hermes bag and this are the champions. Some other bits and pieces that I got as well. This was something that was under the tree. This is from, if you don't know, I use a graphic design studio for all of my Christmas cards, and also she does like my labels and things like that, and she's called Mahale Studio, and she very kindly gifted me the original drawing of our greenhouse for, oh no, that's not it, that's my anniversary card. Where is it? Oh, it's here. Sorry. Very similar. It came in this tartan little thing and I just put it straight under the tree. I didn't even think. And this is why you can see that it's so similar. She's gifted me the original of my greenhouse, but obviously it's actually quite seasonless as a picture, so I'm going to have this framed and popped somewhere in the house because I love this. Drawing by Alana Kumar, 2024. signed on the back. She's so good. I'll link her Instagram down below. Honestly, she's amazing. We've got Porty, we've got Barky, we've got Lumi, we've got the chickens. It's just beautiful. So that was definitely one of my favourites. I also got another little orange box. This is a belt to go alongside my new chocolate bag. So this is an ebony, and I actually don't know what this colour is. It's kind of like a mauvey lilac. They look really nice together. I haven't taken the stickers off of this yet, but I've also got a little mini H in the same size, so I can swap these belts out for my Rouge H one. If you don't know, you can do this. They do these like little belt kits on Hermes, and so I can take this belt buckle and put it on this one and vice versa, because these are the same size, so it means that I've got the matching colorway. And as I mentioned, I do think that it's like an ebony color, because this is just a different leather. So this is more of like a smooth leather, and yeah, so I personally think that this is ebony. It looked it when it was online, and that to me is just totally ebony, but a different leather, because this is obviously the evergreen. Who knows? I will find out. I'm sure someone that knows more than me will tell me. On the theme of chocolate, this was a gift from Stanley, and I don't think I've ever been so excited about a Stanley cup. This is chocolate and gold, so pardon me whilst my Stanley cup matches my Kelly. Oh my gosh, it is just glorious. I haven't used it yet because I feel like I'm just keeping it for best, and I wanted to show you it first. So very grateful to the Stanley team for this. I've got Ali onto Stanley's now. He's using a blue one that I was gifted from Elizabeth Arden, and this is now like my favorite color. It's good for like my interiors as well, because when I'm using these at home, you know, they're just on the side. It's a lot softer than like the pinks. There were a lot of gloves given this year as well. I got these new gardening gloves from Ali, which I absolutely love. These apparently they get better with age, and they just get like a really lovely patina. These are the Royal Kew Botanic Gardens collection, and they are actually quite cozy inside as well, which I love. So when I go foraging, I'm going to use these, but also I'm going to use them in the garden too. So they were a very welcome gift. I'm not showing you everything that I got for Christmas, but just a few highlights. Another pair of gloves from Ali. These are a bit more of a smart glove, because I already have the like conker color of the Cornelia James gloves, but this is the Rouge H color, so this will go really beautifully alongside my bag that I've already got. They're so soft inside, and they are so elegant when you put them on. There is something about a pair of Cornelia James gloves at Christmas that I just chef's kiss. A wonderful gift from my father and stepmother-in-law. 100 Acres Christmas candle. Very, very happy with this. Nice big size as well. One of my favourite brands. Love them so much. And from my husband's assistant, this is a gorgeous House of Brewer. It came all the way from House of Brewer. Tweed Mill British made green herringbone blanket, because I think he's watched me snuggle on my sofa so many times. That sounds creepy. That's not how it is. Like, he's sat with me in the living room when I've been snuggled under a blanket so many times. I think he knows I appreciate a very good wall blanket. So very, very happy with that. Like I said, that's not everything that I got, but as always, I'm very, very grateful for everything that I got. Even now at like nearly 37, I am still so grateful for the Christmas gifts that I got, and I feel very, very lucky to have received them. I am now going to get myself ready to head to my riding lesson, so I'm going to hop, skip and jump into my riding gear and into the next vlog. It's lovely to be back, and I am so pleased to see you back here. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and holiday season, and just thank you for coming back this year and joining me. I'm so grateful. Always so, so grateful.